Ladies and gentlemen, it's me, Sonic, at WWE 318, back again for another video for you guys. And today, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your WWE Extreme Rules 2022 prediction video. Yep, the Night of Extreme, this, as you want to call it, has finally come here at last here for the year 2022. And I'm here to give you guys, my thoughts and my predictions, heading into the show. So, at the time of recording this video, we are 19 hours, 17 minutes, and 36 seconds away from the pay-per-view event itself from Extreme Rules 2022. So with this said and done, let's not wait. Let's get underway so we can get the heck on the road so we can get on to the show, shall we? Because obviously, what else are you here for? Because obviously, we want to watch the show. Because spoiler alert, the show is looking good. While I do have some slight little nitpicks here and there from the build, obviously enough, while I would say that, obviously, I'm almost dropped my phone. Well, I might as well address the fact because I'm already talking right now. Obviously enough, my only slight little nitpick of the build to the show is that, obviously enough, we've been having this kind of Roman Reigns, Logan Paul, crown jewel shit kind of, pushed in our faces a lot of much, but then yet again it's kind of given because obviously if they just did it all of a sudden, right since we're done with Extreme Rules, it kind of seems like they don't have that much time, if they don't want to kind of rush the storyline between Logan Paul and Roman Reigns heading into Crown Jewel. So there's that. They also did that. And to Roman Reigns or no one alongside the bloodline or not going against the bloodline have anything to do with this card at all. Heading to Extreme Rules. So I guess you could say that makes up for that. Laying on the fact. So obviously enough, that is on the side. The bloodline is doing its own thing, heading into Crown Jewel. Obviously enough. So blah. So with that little nitpicks out of the way, I must say the show itself from this new regime has turned a B-leveled, stipulation pay-per-view event that, with the new regime, with the old regime, I should say, could be just like your typical, you're just typical, okay, it's just gonna be your typical, Extreme Rules. Let's just see how extreme can it get. So there's that. Versus a show where you have very, very much difficult, very, very good stipulations into this match. I mean, come on. Not only do we have Extreme Rules, you have freaking a ladder match. You have an I Quit match. You have just everything being thrown at you in this nice little bundle of what deserves, actually feels like something you actually are feeling, like you're actually getting something that actually feels under the counter of the umbrella of Extreme Rules, versus the shows like, okay, we'll just have one match of Extreme Rules just because, okay, it's the title of the show, so it's just one match makes the show extreme. Ooh, blah blah blah, haha. Don't you think we're so clever with the old regime, haha. But no, thankfully enough, this new regime behind Triple H and Co. finally is giving us a good, built-up show to going towards a show that with the old regime just might as well just be your typical just kind of show. So with this said, no more talking. You're here for this prediction video, so we're gonna jump into this right now. So with this said, let's get started with none other than the Brawling Brutes taking on Imperium in a 6-man tag team, good old-fashioned Donnybrook match, which according to Wikipedia, it's just your typical not handicap. What the hell? Your typical. It's just a freaking Extreme Rules match. No holds barred, no DQ style match with a tag team. Blah. Sheamus' team and Gunther's team. Each side has their team. Obviously, I'm going to it, and you're gonna have your own pretty much. No holds barred. Woo-how! Pretty much. I don't know how I can spread it, because obviously they call it that. I give you that. Or Wikipedia gives you that. I should say. So, anywho's, my prediction, with all that nonsense out of the way, you might ask yourselves, Imperium and freaking, the Brawling Brutes. My prediction, back to the point at hand, is that while heading to this match, I had exactly no idea who exactly I thought was going to win. I pretty much had no idea going into this match, because obviously enough, Sheamus and Gunther Obviously enough, both in Clash of the Castle and just recently, just in this very last episode of SmackDown, having their rematch, let alone stuff from Clash of the Castle on SmackDown for the Intercontinental Championship on SmackDown. Wow, wow. Those two have been carrying themselves really good and really good well. And obviously now you're bringing both Gunther's side allies and pretty much Sheamus's allies and Butch, Pete Dunne, / whatever you want to call him, and Ridge Holland having his back. What else can you actually have to get these guys go to close to a head? Obviously enough, obviously enough. Well, personally enough, heading to this match, I was going to simply say, okay, Imperium, obviously enough, they may deserve the rub because obviously they need a bit more momentum behind them. But yet again, it's Gunther. He's already been strong enough. Well, a long time he's already been here in the company, and whether you're talking about the old regime or not, he's been pushed well enough, good enough right now to at least take an L here. And well enough the fact, how many times can Sheamus take a die-starred L? Honestly, he's been taking L's constantly for the work he's been given. So I feel as if obviously the Brawling Brutes deserve a good old golden star for their efforts to actually get themselves a good win here enough. So with this said, I am going to stick right here. My prediction is going to be for the Brawling Brutes to win, but I would not be too surprised if freaking Imperium somehow wins this match. But as I said, this is going to be very well a good match. Will it still show like it did in Clash of the Castle with freaking Sheamus and Gunther? That's to be seen, but let me say, they have the caliber of doing so. So let's just say right there, there's that. So with that said, my prediction for this match is while Imperium could in fact win this match, and I would not mind that, or I would be too surprised if that actually happens for their own respective reason. I'm going to go with the Brawling Brutes to win this match. So we said, Sheamus' team for the win. Next up, we have Edge taking on Finn Balor in an I Quit match. My prediction for this match is simply going to be for Finn Balor to win this match, because not only is the Judgment Day on fire as of late, because my God, has this new regime turned this stable around from just, you're creepy, cynical, freaking, creepy, we're your typical creepy group, blah, 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 to a group that's actually got themselves back on their feet and legit having to take themselves goddamn seriously. Seriously. This is what we're talking about, guys. And, with this momentum going forward, you're going to want to keep this momentum going fresh and hot with, Finn Balor getting the win here in itself to keep the freaking the Judgment Day stable going red hot as it is. I don't know what this is. Besides that, to keep Judgment Day going hot, Finn Balor deserves the win here. But obviously enough, a lot of people around the community have said themselves, Edge does not need to physically be, hurt and beaten down to be legit say the words, I quit. It could actually come to the round of the term of either someone and outside forces be determining the factor here itself, and here we go. With one big conversation being one of Beth Phoenix. Either she can be the one to either say, okay, my husband's being beaten down and hurt, he may not want to quit, but for my personal well-being, I want to throw in the white towel or wave the white flag and give them to say, I quit myself, and legit say, he quits right there. If he can't say it, I will do it for him. Boom, he quits, Finn Balor wins. There's one or two. Edge will have his back against the corner and have no choice but to say, I quit, because of the Judgment Day somehow taking advantage of Beth Phoenix and pretty much taking, having her be a negotiable chip to pretty much say, we've already freaking gone around to Beth. We have Beth. We have Beth now, Edge. What do you want to say? You want Beth to be safe and sound, huh, Edge? You better quit right now. Like that. So obviously enough. There you go. So either Beth's gonna be the coin chip here to either freaking hand down the victory to Finn Balor himself for the sake of actually saving Edge, for himself not being the one to say I quit, or Edge himself will have to freaking commit to saving his wife and being stand up for himself and his wife for her safety to say I quit himself for the sake of Beth Phoenix herself. So with it said, due to outside forces, I'm going to say that Finn Balor is going to get the win here for Judgment Day to keep it going strong, and obviously just keep Finn Balor, going strong. I can't freaking stress the more. I can't freaking stress how more I can say that. So Finn Balor for the win, because obviously enough. More likely than not, we're going to get Judgment Day either inside the War Games stipulation Survivor Series, or potentially have them inside the Survivor Series match itself. If we actually are going to get Survivor Series within, Survivor Series, at the show. Because obviously it's called Survivor Series War Games, and it's still up in the air whether or not War Games is going to be taking over the Survivor Series tag team matchups or not. That's to be seen, that's then, this is now, but most likely not, we're going to see the storyline continuing on in the future to come, heading towards Survivor Series in the near future. So, with the said and done, like I said before, but overall right now, heading towards that future, obviously enough, I'm going to say right here, right now, that Judgment Day needs to keep going strong with the momentum that they have, and Finn Balor winning this match against Edge by whatever outside reasons from Beth Phoenix or not will help him do so. So with said, Finn Balor for the win. Now with this said, we move on next to Drew McIntyre and Karrion Kross in a strap match. My prediction for this match, personally heading into the show, was that, well, Karrion Kross, just like Imperium before, he's sort of in the new regime, mind you. He's on the up, and giving them some win, some rub, deserves some spotlight onto Karrion Kross for the sake of him being the quote unquote new guy around. Even though he's not really not per se. You get what I'm getting. You know what I'm getting at, obviously. So some spotlight and some momentum needs to be shined on Karrion Kross. And why not give that actually be the way of actually giving them the spotlight with this win over Drew McIntyre? But, obviously enough, we have seen time and time again that so far in this feud that Drew McIntyre has been the freaking being in the freaking the bloody freaking punching bag countlessly in this feud. There's only been maybe 1 or 2 times recently that freaking Drew McIntyre has gotten the rub bravely over Kross, but obviously enough, it always turns around. Hell, even just on SmackDown recently, Drew actually had him on his corner and actually had him right behind him and actually had him in his freaking sights to actually get revenge on him heading into the show. But just by freaking the likes of security, taking advantage of security, having their hands all over freaking Drew McIntyre to calm him down and do what they do best, doing their job. Karrion Kross took advantage of that and obviously did his thing, obviously once again wipe out Drew McIntyre as we head into the show once again, obviously enough to prove my point hands down that Drew McIntyre is the favorite underdog heading into this match overall. So, with this said, I had something in my mouth. Okay, whatever that was. Anywho's, with that out of the way, with random shit going out of my mouth, I was out of the way. without not being words, mind you, just whatever that was out of my mouth. That was now, without that being words, they're actually floating out right now to you right now. Obviously, with that said, Drew McIntyre is the favorable underdog in this match to come out with the win with this said right now. So with this said, my prediction is going to be this. While I would not be too surprised or mind if Karrion Kross wins this match by whatever many means, I'm going to give the rub to Drew McIntyre for the win for this match. So with this said, Drew McIntyre for the win. Whether or not we have a particular thing happen in this match, that's one thing or another. Because obviously, we have the coin right here. The big, infamous thing that is going to happen. And you already know what I'm referring to. Because obviously, hell, I even put in my goddamn thumbnail for this thing. You should know what I'm talking about. This particular freaking dart I have is going to either be attached to either the aftermath of this match with Drew and Karrion Kross, or a future match that I should touch upon most likely with our main event on this card. But we'll get to that when we get to that, shall we? So with this said, moving on from this, we have we had freaking on the card on WWE.com. We actually had the main event match, but I'm not going to touch about that just yet. We're going to jump over that to the 2 women's matches. First up, we have the Raw Women's Championship match between Bianca Belair and Bayley, with this one being in a ladder match. My prediction for this match is going to be for none other than Bayley to win this match, because, firstly, I should say, heading to the show, my thoughts and my prediction was going to be more side of Bianca Belair, because it's not really in a debate that Damage Control has not been receiving that much well of attention and that much respect from the WWE Universe, and just everyone just does not seem to be behind them, personally. That it doesn't seem like everyone seems to be behind them just yet, and it just seems like we're not really getting anywhere between here, because obviously no one's getting behind Io Sky or Dakota Kai. They just seem to be behind Bayley, and they just seem to be here, and they're just here. They just seem to just be here just to serve the roles of the dominant heel tag team or formation of the women's division, for just to be that, and not really having any pure reason to really, despite really hating them or actually, seeing him have their wrath. They're just there. They're just there, and they're just here to conquer the women's division for whatever reason they wanted to do so. So obviously enough. Personally, I would say that Bianca Belair deserves this win. Obviously enough. But also enough, it seems that obviously WWE, taking what I just said in mind, WWE may still not try to actually get Damage Control over one way or another. And why not us do that than actually have all 3 of the women actually have championship gold, with obviously Dakota Kai and Io Sky having the tag championships, and Bayley being the Raw Women's Champion. Why not us freaking deliver the whole dominant seed with all 3 being champions? So there is that. Obviously enough. And obviously just a pure narrative of obviously that apparently, sorry about yawns. Apparently, Bayley and just Damage Control took out both Asuka and Alexa Bliss, apparently, so Bianca Belair seems to be going in this battle alone, versus, Bayley having both Sky and Dakota Kai with her, have her back to pretty much overrule, Bianca Belair to take this win, obviously enough, so there is that alone at 2. But, who's to say that just Asuka and freaking Alexa Bliss can just run out any second and just help freaking Bianca Belair anyway. So, with this said, I'm going to say my prediction right here, right now, is going to be none other than Bayley is going to become the Raw Women's Champion. But I would not be too surprised if Bianca Belair somehow retains the championship here in this match. But said, Bayley to win this match. Next up, we have the SmackDown Women's Championship matchup between Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey in an Extreme Rules match. My prediction, simply enough, is going to be for Ronda Rousey, because obviously, just like Damage Control and the reception she's getting with that, Liv has just, her championship reign and run has just been pure garbage, to be brutally honest, for just everyone's opinion. She's just not really gone anywhere. Her character has just not been well written and just well worth it in the end of the day, obviously, because obviously she seems to be proving that she wants to be she has this written character, just want to be a true underdog kind of champion, but yet she's an underdog woman who finally rose from the ashes, became the SmackDown Women's Champion, but has since not gone anywhere, because obviously that's just what her title reign has done. She won a championship, and where are we going from here? Obviously, yeah, but obviously, and since then, she's been constantly just been beaten to the bloody pulp countlessly over and over and over and over and over again, not to truly show that she's actually well worth and just well strong to stand suit and actually beat a compatible champion. So there's that. But still, WWE still wants to parade her as for some reason still wants to be that strong, stand full champion who will never give up and that she will never give in and who will defend her championship with honor, even though this is kind of pettiness within the WWE universe and IWC or whatever, kind of says, oh, you use cheat means to win, you cheat to win, blah 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 blah, and they really never really address that. Anyway, they just say, okay, it happened, let's just move on, and unknowns to the fans who say, okay, we know that happened, we ain't stupid, and we're gonna judge your freaking booking and your character development, just overall just it being bullshit, obviously enough. So, with this said, all this mumbo jumbo of Liv Morgan shit being the champion character that just doesn't seem the phase, or just doesn't seem believable to the audience. Let alone the fact we just don't freaking believe that a character like her can beat freaking Ronda Rousey for a third time in a row without any repercussions. It happened once. She got the win. She got a championship win with the Money in the Bank cleanly, I might add. But then she's got that screwy finish with her second round match that, like I said, everyone judges. So with this said, it just doesn't seem believable that she can beat her a third time, especially in the stipulation that we are in here, Extreme Rules, with them going at it in the Extreme Rules match. So overall, it seems like all cards are against the table and having freaking Liv Morgan back against the wall for her to lose a championship here and here. So obviously enough, my prediction is going to be for Ronda Rousey to win this match. But for some reason, they want Liv Morgan to win, because obviously there's also that slight bit of rumor that potentially Charlotte could come back and actually help her win somehow to get a rub towards Charlotte. So Charlotte can actually get a rub to stink into freaking Ronda Rousey and have that be a feud continuing going forward. That could potentially happen and actually result in Liv winning. Granted, Liv, with that, and if that happens, that can actually be well enough deserved way of turning Liv heel. If they want to go for that, then there's that. That's gonna be touched upon then. So that happens, then there you go. There's that cart being dumped right there. We'll touch upon that then and there if and when that happens. But with the current scenario going on, it seems Liv Morgan cannot exactly beat freaking just everything just seems all in the cards towards Ronda Rousey win this match, up and up, and Liv just having no chance of actually doing this. So with that said, Ronda Rousey for the win. And now we go for our infamous main event, which is going to be Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins in a fight pit match. Obviously enough with a freaking special guest referee, some UFC guy by the name of Daniel Cormier. I don't know, my apologies. UFC guy, my apologies. So with this said, my prediction for this match is going to be a crazy one, I should say. Because my prediction is going to be one thing, but I feel as if something else is going to happen. So, with this said, my prediction, just for a sake of prediction, is going to be for Matt Riddle to win this match, because obviously, he's been in 2 of these fight pit matches before in the past, so he knows in and out of these matches and actually know how to win this match. 2, because obviously enough, it seems like, obviously we had their match at Clash of the Castle alongside freaking Sheamus's and Gunther's match, both being still on the show caliber matchups in that show, mind you. So they had their match back in Clash of the Castle, and Rollins got the rub there, so you can obviously, whether or not this actually ends the feud or not, and they continue going forward from here, which I'm pretty sure they do, because obviously enough, this may be another War Games, Survivor Series type, thing going forward towards Survivor Series. Continuous feud going forward. You can have this, having Rollins got the win at Clash, and Riddle get the win here at Extreme Rules. So there's that. Your typical 50-50 booking. So there you go. There's that. So there is that for that sake. But the thing is, that is just for the sake of prediction. But a lot of people say that this match very well may end, and may very well end in a no contest by very means of two ways. Either one being none other but the sake of it being Brock Lesnar coming in and actually having beef with the special guest referee, because apparently they have some beef and have some freaking hype about them having a match. Whether that's inside WWE or in UFC, I don't know, but that's just their beef, and that they apparently have beef. So there's that. Like so WWE can somehow build that for a somehow match, I guess. Since we're talking about WWE, it's gonna happen in WWE. So there's that. That can fucking Crown Jewel, and people on Crown Jewel want these high class superstars and high class star bouts. So it'll probably happen there. So there's that. Brock Lesnar versus this Daniel dude. So there's that. So it can be Brock Lesnar to come in and actually crash the party and wipe everybody out included, and have that in a no contest, or just have freaking Brock Lesnar just go ham and just, destroy shit inside the fight pit, take everybody else inside the fight pit. So there's that. Or two, we have the infamous dart that I had before with Drew McIntyre and Karrion Kross, which most likely enough, this is most likely where it will most likely strike its chord in the show. Because obviously enough, we have to talk about the White Rabbit arrival of none other than Bray Wyatt. Because obviously enough, it is most certainly and most definitely Bray Wyatt at this point, guys. Because obviously, if you've seen the latest QR codes, or hell, even the freaking, the freaking, things, he's coming tomorrow night. What, Bray or not, they are coming, either he or they are coming tomorrow night on the show, obviously enough. So there's that. We've seen the promo promoting that they're coming at Extreme Rules, so they are in fact coming at Extreme Rules either way. But most likely enough, like I said, I am 99.9% sure it's Bray Wyatt, because obviously enough, you've seen the latest tease QR code thing on the head on SmackDown with Triple H just, turn around, QR code, microphone business. You would see, if you had a close eagle eye, at the end of the video that they posted with the latest QR code, you see that they had Husky the Pig Boy in that shit, let alone the whole entire thing. They had the whole entire freaking video with them saying, "Let me in, let me in, let me in," continuously throughout the whole entire video itself. And obviously, that is known as the Fiend's, titular, catchphrase. Let alone the fact, apparently Spotify did it. They no longer. Apparently, I didn't know about this, because as far as I'm concerned, it's always been on Spotify. But apparently, maybe they potentially removed Bray Wyatt's old theme, let me in, let him in, whatever, the old Code Orange, version of Bray Wyatt's theme song when he was the Fiend back in the day. Apparently that was removed off of Spotify, and now apparently speculation of them putting it back up potentially has aired. Reason, Shadow of the Devil, between everything else we've seen with this whole clues, or this whole Scooby-Doo mystery of the whole White Rabbit mystery over this whole period of time that we've been digging up and finding clues and putting this whole freaking, Mia Morso or freaking Leo da Vinci, painting this whole puzzle of a doubt put together, that obviously now it all points down to it being Bray Wyatt. Whether it's Bray Wyatt himself or whether he has a group or not, it's going to be, it is hands down Bray Wyatt. Obviously enough, I can't stress it enough, it is Bray Wyatt. He's going to be here, and he's going to be Extreme Rules. Will it be a new character? Will it be the Fiend? We don't know. We're just going to tune in and find out. Personally, if it's not the Fiend, I see it as a sinister, sadistic, Mad Hatter character. Because obviously, if it's not a pure, devilish, synthetic, freaking bunny rabbit character by any means, which I don't know how well that's gonna be freaking well received, or even just put on. We're gonna see what if it is that, then we're just gonna see what the hell how that's gonna go. But personally, I feel as if, if it's not a legit rabbit kind of style character of the style of the White Rabbit, obviously enough, we can actually have it be a sadistic Mad Hatter kind of magician kind of character out of Bray Wyatt. So obviously enough, there is that. No matter what it's gonna be, Bray Wyatt is gonna make his turf and finally make his return here at Extreme Rules to finally conquer all, as we all open our hearts, Sonic pun intended, and let him in back into our hearts once again, with himself being the White Rabbit mystery coming to a close. So, with this said, ladies and gentlemen, once again, my prediction, just for the sake of prediction, is going to be for Matt Riddle to win this match, and either, like they said, this could either Matt Riddle can win this match for the sake of it, being the end, and then we can have, Bray Wyatt come in to either take out potentially Matt Riddle himself, or potentially more like the lines of Rollins, because obviously a lot of people say it's going to be most likely him taking out Rollins for some reason. So there's that. He can make his mark post match and take out one or two men there, or he can make his arrival in the match well enough, just like our Brock Lesnar stipulation, our speculation, Brock Lesnar or whatever. Brock Lesnar could come in, ruin shit. Or freaking, you can leave that shit to be the hands of Bray Wyatt, and that you come in, make his mark, make his well enough freaking spark, and make himself return in the grand glance and glory inside the fight pit, and just ruin and wreck hell inside the fight pit to close out the show once and for all. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, this has concluded. No matter what the hell's going to happen in this show, I cannot wait to see what's going to happen, because obviously the White Rabbit mystery has been taking this show by storm. All of us have been eagle-eyed for ages now, since it started from the very jump, and we cannot wait to see its final conclusion here itself. How will it end? How will it end? How's it gonna go? How's the show gonna happen all over the? How's the show overall gonna go? We're just going to tune in and see what's going to happen next time on the show to find out. And you're going to tune in next time for my review to see how I personally feel and actually think on the show coming up next time for my Extreme Rules 2022 review. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get the hell out of here. And y'all enjoy your day. And y'all enjoy your show for Extreme Rules. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm starting to do that. The Fiend's taking me over, guys. Bray Wyatt. The White Rabbit is taking over my brain. It's done, ladies and gentlemen. It's done. The White Rabbit is in my head, and it's taking me. It's insanity, guys. It's insanity. Let's get out of here so we can finally close the door on this chapter once and for all. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I thank y'all once again for watching this randomness of this video. I shall see you guys next time for my review of Extreme Rules 2022. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm 7318. If I can freaking talk straight, I have to end this video off with a bang now. And I'm signing out. Peace, ladies and gentlemen.